的阿宾本swap buenas noches to investors in North and South America. Ohio continue investor. I know how sales of the Ciao, good morning to investors in Asia. Buenas noches, good night to investors in Europe and Africa. I'm Daniel Yu speaking from Hong Kong. It's 4th March here and 3rd March in Wall Street. This week, I have 3 main points to talk about. Number 1, 3+1 Godfathers of chips from Taiwan. Number 2, Apple quitted Ecar and joined AI. Number 3, PCE and inflation. Subscribe, like and share. Remember to click the bell please. Watch our playlist again so as to grasp the continuous trend of the market and refresh your mind. After World War II, we have the 3rd Industrial Revolution, which consists of nuclear, computer, aerospace, and reusable energy. Now comes the 4th Industrial Revolution, which is AI and semiconductors. Very interesting that there are 3 giants of American AI and chips firms who are ethnic Taiwanese. They are Jensen Huang, CEO and co-founder of NVDA. His cousin is Lisa Su, CEO of AMD, and Charles Liang, CEO and co-founder of Supermicro SMCI. These are all American firms with headquarters in the US. But why 3+1? Because of another Taiwanese firm run by Morris Chen, which is TSM. They are godfathers of the 4th Industrial Revolution, which led the world of today and tomorrow. From July to October 2023, 3 major indices show different head and shoulders, but I point out NVDA is different from others and said if it penetrated the neckline, there would not be any avalanche. Even if head and shoulders are considered the most accurate pattern, but not this time. Please refer to video 52 at 2023-1009, and I insisted should buy before October comes, and price nearly doubled now. When referring to October 2022, the Orient meteor shower, the price was just $108 and now it's $776. It took 24 years for NVDA to reach the market value of $1 trillion, but only 8 months from $1 trillion to $2 trillion, and now it's on 4th of top 10 market values of the world. Now, from the report of NVDA to Security Commission, they publicly proclaim their competitors are INTC, AMD, AMSN, MSFT, AVGO, and QCOM. Mind that at length they added Huawei of China. That means if you do not like to invest in NVDA, you can still consider their above competitors. For AMD, besides running in the industrial market, it has a large market share in consumer market. Just after INTC, they are the 2nd large CPU producer for chips and are in close cooperation with TSM. Microprocessors are still their major industry. Because Lisa Su, the CEO, is a cousin of Jensen Huang, so the relation with NVDA is quite close indeed. During the fall of 3 head and shoulders of 3 major indices in last October, it formed a double bottom to bloom up. Now it is at high and exhausted. But when buying such stocks in the US stock market, there's one beneficial point. Even if you purchase at the top and fell down, some other day it will rise again like Meta, TSM, and McDonald's. But if you buy penny stocks or in other markets, some stocks will never rise again. Jensen Huang is educated in Stanford University and Lisa Su in MIT. Morris Chen of TSM studied at MIT and Stanford, but Charles Liang of Supermicro SMCI is educated in Taiwan. Joe Biden made clear to the press 4 times in a firm and clear answer. If China attacks Taiwan, the US would defend. Some people said the major reason is because of TSM. But the semiconductor industry has a sound foundation in Taiwan for long. Among those giants, only Charles Liang of SMCI is educated in Taiwan. He gave up the first choice of entering a grammar school and entered a tech school, which is later developed as the National Taipei University of Science and Technology, NTUT. And few people would like to study technology at that time. Later, he got his first degree in the National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, NTUST. Now, the NTUT and NTUST are hot targets for those that want to study technology in Taiwan. Why Taiwan has so many IT people? These 2 universities contributed a lot. The price of SMCI has soared up recently. That's why in 2023, I insisted to finish buying before October comes. Even 3 major indices are breaking the neckline of head and shoulders downward. Mortgage chain of TSM has officially retired after the plant in Arizona started running. Altogether, there will be 6 plants in Arizona. The first plant has gradually started running and will be fully running in early 2025. The plant in Nagoya of Japan developed later, but the production is faster than those in the US. TSM runs on a 24-hour basis in Taiwan, and Arizona workers would not do that. But Asian workers are more hardworking. For the past decade, TSM engineers are mainly supplied by National Taiwan University and National Tsinghua University. For postgraduate students of these 2 universities, they are marked and employed by TSM before their graduation ceremony. These 2 universities contributed a lot to semiconductor industries in Taiwan and the world. Even a lot of other universities are more famous and have higher rankings, but they cannot generate another TSM for the world. Mind that the National Tsinghua University is the one that suggested developing the Hsinchu Science Park in 1977, and it is the changing point of Taiwan technology, which is known as the most important science park beyond Silicon Valley of the US. The National Tsinghua University has no relation with that Tsinghua University in Beijing. They are 2 different universities. Even the one in Beijing has a higher ranking and is more famous, but still cannot generate another TSM. Now Joe Biden has confirmed to bring back the manufacturing of semiconductors to US up to 20% as the final target. Apple announced to quit the project of Ecar, which has been developed since 2014, and once said it will even be a car without steering, and retail sales price will be at $100,000 per car. But later on found the profit is too little, cannot compare with iPhone, and now switched to concentrate at IT intelligence, which is the 4th industrial revolution. A large amount of development fee is vanished forever, but should be beneficial to the stock in the long run when they fully develop the AI, which is of lower cost and higher profit. Such as Jensen Huang said, for the next generation children, there's no need for them to learn how to write programs for AI, but should learn how to fully use AI. A new era is coming. Tesla, of course, will be benefited in the short term, but in the long term, the competition will be hard and keen for other e-cars in other countries arising. The ideal buying level is still 127. Elon Musk has just given up the project of developing another gigafactory in China. Instead, he chose Thailand. Therefore, people in South Asia and India would learn how to produce and manage e-car and will have their own brain in the next decade for competition, such as when Apple and Tesla developed their factory in China, then Huawei and BYD came after a decade of initial manufacturing. Such a scene will extend to India and Southeast Asia soon. PCE is announced. It's lowered from 2.62% of last month to 2.40%. Economists have worked out an ideal inflation rate, which is 2.0%. This means slight inflation is healthy for society, because when price is increasing slightly, it means economic activities are growing in a steady way, so enterprises can make profit. Such a profit will also lead to an increase in the salary of staff. In turn, after an increase in salary, staff will go out to spend more and come to a prosperous cycle. But it must be well controlled and within the ideal limit. The 2.0% is not so rigid, and sometimes there's a gray area when inflation is between 2.0 to 2.5%. Thus, sometimes can be considered target reached. For the war in Ukraine lasted for 2 years, also war in Gaza and Houthi armed movement in Red Sea, inflation still lower to 2.40%. It should be considered barely past and under well control. But core PCE only dropped from 2.943% to 2.849%, still a little far away from the target of 2.0%. So let's look at the Chicago target rate probabilities. The chance of cutting interest rate for 25 base points on June 12th meeting is just 51.1%, slightly higher than half only. Actually, not firm enough. So what should investors do now? It is quite hard to catch the top of the market and clear all your positions.
we can only liquidate the profit when they reach our target, no matter in technical terms or personal terms. No one can tell the exact time of adjustment, but we'll be also grateful if the forecast is near the actual situation. The highest point of the market this year already set is Dow Jones at 40,000 points, S&P at 5,200 points, Nasdaq Composite at 17,000 points, and Nasdaq 100 at 90,000 points. Please refer to video 653 at 2023-1225. Remember, when facing adjustment, be sure to buy back before November comes. So again, subscribe, like and share, please. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye bye. See you next week.